going on, guys? Well, today's the day. We're gonna give the old girl give her an oil change. I'm gonna go through it, show you guys the settings and everything on it and whatnot. Show you how to do the oil change on them because they are different. So we'll go through all that in just a second. I'm gonna go around here and get the lull out and get her unloaded, and then we'll go from there. All right, see you. Oil change, air filter. Alright guys, see, we got her off. Truck looks a little naked, but this is what I'm kind of going to use here. When you're on the job site especially, you want to use something kind of like this to keep all your oil in. You don't want to make a mess because then usually you got to get a spill kit and do a whole bunch of other stuff. Usually it's very frowned upon to get oil or any kind of other chemicals on the ground. A little pump. This is going to be pretty handy. These aren't very expensive. You can go down to Harbor Freight and pick them up for less than 20 bucks, I think. I think this is probably like $10 or something like that. And then some oil. And these machines, they say to run 1030 in them. And then the wicks, I've always ran wicks, so any kind of oil filter. This one's 51056. That's the part number on that. That's what fits these. So it fits these machines here. Strap that over our way. These are Kohler motors inside here. Rolled the wrong way, didn't I? Yeah. Side doors here. These are pretty easy to open. They're just flip the switch, fold right down. Actually, need to be on the other side. And you don't have your transfer pump to be able to suck the oil out. They come with these things here. This is just a plug. Pop the cap off here, and then you'll twist this off. You can see where it slides and unlocks right there. That's what drains your oil out of these things. So kind of a little booger. Definitely better than trying to undo it. You probably can't see it, but it's like right there at the end of my finger. It's a lot easier than trying to get it from there. And then the oil filter's kind of right here, so not too bad to get to. Tip on these, you want to stuff this with some shop towels or some rags or something. Keep it from, as you can see, I've got oil in it already, but you know, just to try to keep it a little cleaner than that. So I'm gonna try to get you guys set up to where you can kind of watch me do this. I might just take pictures and then kind of put videos in between just to make it easier. I don't know if you'll be able to see me doing it all. So, but yeah, I'm gonna get the pump out, get all that situated, see if I can put it together. That's probably gonna be the biggest trick. So, all right, see you soon. Alright, it took me a second. I got it figured out. So it comes with like a 1/4-inch tube, I guess. This is for the dipstick. It goes down inside there. dudes. So right in here I had to actually use the drain plug itself to finish it out. I was getting rushed and it was just a little bit easier than the pump at the time. Alright everybody, I got her changed. I wound up sliding this door off and just putting that drain pan right next to it. If it's out of the truck, or if it's like not on your rig, setting out on like a flat surface like this, you can slide these doors come right off, slide them off, and then put your pan just right here next to it, and you can drain it a lot easier that way. Those little harder freight pumps, they'll wear your shoulder out pretty quick, but you definitely have to have a oil pan or something to catch it in. It's pretty shallow to do it that way. And I don't change the oil filter every 100, or not the oil filter, the air filter every 100 hours like it says to. Just not much of a believer in that, so it's my own personal opinion. But next step is to get on here, juice up. I'm going to try to get it turned on. You probably won't be able to hear me. Well, I might be able to do it without turning it on. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So on the main screen here, you can see where it's got the check engine light type deal on. So it's just saying oil change and the air filter. So once you get here, you can see it says we got 9 hours remaining left on the oil change. We just changed it. So to reset it, you press and hold your center knob. So you'll see these little lights. See how they're filling up? And then just like that, you got another 100 hours on that. Over here, same thing. And there. Then you reset it. And we still got another 100 hours about on the fuel filter and the this is 226 spark plugs. So yeah, this is the service kit. You can buy that, I think, Airgas or whoever. But yeah, tells you all your stuff there. And I'll go more in depth once I get it on the truck. But that's the next thing. Get it back on the old beast. So give me just a second. Alright guys, I hope you can hear me okay. So I tried tucking myself in between two bins over here to try to get out of the wind, but I don't know if that's going to help or not. Also, I can hardly see if I take my glasses off. Okay, so I can see now. So I don't really know for sure what you guys all want to know about. I can kind of go into more depth on all these in like a short, if that's something you guys would be interested in. I'm just kind of going to go over so obviously it's a Lincoln welder. It's a 330 amp welder. It's 100% duty cycle, I do know that. Let's see. So this is what I was just trying to explain. So what the welder will put out is 330 amps and 100% duty cycle. I'm not an expert on kind of what all that means for sure, but that just, from what I understand, it's pretty much just it's not gonna shit out. I mean, it ain't gonna run half-ass type of deal. What I like about these is they got the 120 plugs, and you've got 240 ones in here also. Right here, this is kind of like your breaker, I guess. This is just more for your GFIs. You can test and reset them both from right here. There's pins, if you can see or not. So this is like the main breaker switch here, on and off, to switch these. And then here are your remote pins. One's bigger than the other. I don't necessarily know. I don't have a remote for this, and I don't have the suitcase yet. I will be getting a suitcase for it, but I don't have one yet. But I would imagine that this bigger one's probably for the suitcase. These are 6. The big one's 6-hole. That's a 6-hole pin, and then that's a 7-hole pin there. So that's probably for the remote. But, as far as everything else goes on it, I mean, it's a pretty good little machine. I've been running it for quite a while. I use it primarily for a backup machine. I have a SA200. It's a 58 long head or split face, however you guys want to call that nowadays. But shut off. Okay, guys, I figured it out. It's just after this face has been on for so long without actually turning the motor on, it decides it's going to turn off. So on this machine, I've got all the procedures you can do with it turned on right now, so you guys can see everything. So you have your stick welding, of course. That's your flux core. It'd be like a gasless flux core, MIG or flux, shielded gas. Your spool gun. You can TIG weld off of these, obviously. There's also, I think this is like a downhill. This is for pipe welding. See the arrow, it points down. I really do believe this is a downhill pipe setting. I don't really know. Never heard anyone say that that's what it's for, but why have a stick welding setting and then a pipe welding setting with an arrow pointing down? I think it's a downhill setting. And then you've got your arc gouging, which I have never ran on this machine yet. I broke my last gouger, so I need to get another one. And of course your engine and the settings. So we kind of already touched base in the engine area here. So I can just go back on that. I'll show you guys some settings. So you can change the language. You can change the units. You can change everything to like meters. Yeah, English or metric. You can put pins on this. So you can technically lock this out. And you have to punch in a pin before you can start it. I am awful at remembering things. Plus, I mean, yeah, it would be good if I didn't have it on my truck, but it's going to be hard for someone to come by and just steal it right off the back of the truck. Not saying it's not going to get done, but you know, it's just but if you're someone that lives in town and you're around a lot of people all the time and you don't use the machine a lot, definitely put a pin on it. It's not going to hurt you. Weld mode selection, that's what I was talking about. So this is kind of just like your home page type deal. Just puts, you know, activate kind of everything. You can customize it a little bit there. Calibrate your spool gun. There's a fuel purge. I don't know what this does. Fuel So like if you're going to set this up for storage for the winter or whatever, you can hit the fuel purge and actually drain your carburetor, basically, keep fuel out of it, so that's good. Then some diagnostic information. So this is your maintenance kit, all your numbers, to part numbers and whatnot. Some other stuff I don't even know what the heck it is. So that's good. Yep. So that's it on the settings. I'll just briefly go over the stick weld portion of it, because this is what I do 99% of the time, is what I'm either this or the downhill pipe setting, but I'm not doing a whole lot of pipe right now. So. But let's see, you get low on fuel, just don't flash it engine, you know you're low. So from here, you can turn up your amps, you know, up and down. To go into the settings to get like your hot start and all that stuff. It gives you three options here, right off the rip. You can go for your remote. Like I said, I don't have a remote, but you can put a range on your remote where it starts at to where it'll finish at. And then you got your hot start, and your arc force, which is super handy on these little machines. You can really kind of dial in everything on how you want it. Hot start is just how, I think if you have it at a 3, that means it's at like 3% more than what you're, so if I have it set at 100, say I've got it set at 100 amps, I got it set at 3%, so it's going to run at 130 for just a short period of time, and then it's going to shut off and just go right back to running at 100. Arc force, the more you turn it up, you can kind of see, it kind of gives you a diagram of what it does. So I've got it turned up all the way right now. This goes to 10. You can see, so this is like your plate, your parent metal here. This is your electrode going up. It's hard to see. I let this thing keep shutting off on me. But the more you turn it down, you'll see that thing gets smaller. So right here's at 5. Right there's at 5. You see how it's like half of what it is? And then you can actually go into the negatives on this. I think we can go down to -10. Oops. Go down, see what it does. So you can go to -10 to where pretty much that thing's just wetted out, as you can see right there. I either run it at a 0, just because I really haven't messed with it much to see kind of where I like everything, but a 0s are off. Zero is off, or I'll run it at like +3 if we're running, 60-10, +3 or +5 even, if we're running something I know I need to get in there pretty good. So yeah, that's about it. I mean, comment down below if you guys want me to go over any of these other settings on here. Like I said, I haven't really ran, I don't have a spool gun for this either, so I haven't really ran any of these other ones. The big welding I have, you can actually do a pulse on this, which is definitely different for a machine like this. You can turn your pulse on. And so yeah, that's cool. I mean, you got that going for it. So yeah, I mean, it's a good machine. For the price of it, I know they've gone up, and I know they cost, even for a brand new machine, I think they're going for around $75 now, probably $7,500. As you can see, it comes with a 3-year warranty, and you can't hardly beat that. If you can't make that much money back in 3 years to pay for this thing, then you're definitely not going to be using it enough to actually hurt it, I guess is what I should say. Like I said, I've pressure washed this face and not had any problems with it. Sorry, I was getting a little parched there. But if you guys are wanting a machine, especially I've seen guys run I think it's a 260. They don't have near as many settings on it as these ones do. So if it's like you're trying to figure out between the two which one to get, I would definitely recommend the 330. Just because, one, you get more settings, two, it's 100 amps more almost, that you can do it. If you ever did need an arc gouge or anything like that, you have the power to do it, and I fully believe it will do it. So yeah, I mean, that's about it, guys. I'll turn you back around, but it's a good little machine. Like I said, it's my backup, and the jobs we're doing right now, this is just cheaper and easier to run. If I was doing a bunch of pipe welding, a bunch of stick pipe welding, you know, downhill, 60-10, 80-10, all that good jazz, I would definitely probably not be running this. Just for the simple fact of those old machines and the new ones, even the big new ones, they just push that rod so much better. I think they can hold a good puddle. These ones, you know, they're doing it. You can do it. I just hate that if you got to run this thing all day long, there's nothing keeping it cool. It's got air-cooled fans in there, I guess. So it's got a little electric fans that kick on to try to keep it cool, but especially it's sitting like this where it's at, you know, it's not going to get that cold. That little thing, it gets warm and it'll stay warm, and that's just how these same thing with the Bobcats, you know, they just get hot. There's nothing keeping them cool. So if you're, it's hard to say. I mean, if you're doing pipelining, which there's not a whole lot of anyone really doing any straight pipelining, you know, if you're just hobby welding or farming, you know, need a machine, definitely a good machine for you. If you're doing plant work, like refrigeration and stuff like that, depends on how much of it you're doing. If you're just doing a little bit of it and you're not leaving your machine run for hours and hours, days on end, then yeah, you could get by with one of these for the price, you know, and then save your money up and get you a bigger one. But yeah, I mean, it's not a bad machine. I know I'll get a lot of smack on here acting like I'm a rig welder with a 330, you know, with a Ranger. I wish they didn't put that little sticker on there, because that's the only thing that everybody gets upset about, is that Ranger right there, thinking you're pulling up here with then they see the 300 amp and they're like, wow, you know, can that little thing push 300 amps? And yeah, it can. So I think that's all I have for you guys. Yeah, RIP my lid. I'll show you that. I'm not afraid to show you. You guys come to this channel to see the good and the bad, so we've done enough good today. Let's show you some bad and bad. I'll do another video on building a new one of these, but yep, RIP the lid. A lock got lost, so yeah, someone got in the back of my truck and kicked it off of where it was supposed to be sitting right there, and going down the highway, and it just whoop. So, but yeah, I mean, we'll get it fixed. I'm not fixing this. This thing is toast. So yeah, guys, hope you like it. Hope you guys like these videos. Like I said, I mean, I'm not really doing these videos to try to get subscribers and all of that, you know, but it does help. It makes me realize that you guys are actually watching these videos, with subscribing and liking, you know. Lets me know that I should continue to make these things. And like I said, always, guys, if you want a video of anything, I do a lot of stuff. I do hunting, fishing, I do play a few video games. I got a PS4, don't play a whole lot. Campground Wi-Fi is not very good. If you do travel, you definitely know that. But if you guys ever want to reach out, just talk to me. hit me up. I can get you hooked up with me on Facebook or whatever. So I think that's it for now. I need to get a little work done around here, but good thing today is kind of a lazy day for us. We ain't got a whole lot going on. So but yeah, guys, I think that's all I got for you. So I'm gonna quit trying to drag this out because right now I'm just rambling on. So thank you guys for coming, and let's go make another dollar.